What's going on, guys? I hope all is well. My name is Rico. I appreciate you for watching this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. I wanted to talk about the Federal Reserve. So they announced that they were going to pause raising interest rates as of right now because they've had basically since last year, they just been hiking and hiking in order to combat inflation. And as of right now, they're at a point where they're going to leave rates unchanged. If what they've done is going to have an impact as far as with inflation and getting the economy cooled down. And I wanted to talk about it from a standpoint of how it impacts us as Americans, how it impacts our finances, our money in our pockets. And I wanted to talk about it because the raising of interest rates, or with interest rates being high right now, it does impact everyone, but it does impact everyone to different magnitudes, because for maybe someone who's very wealthy, it may not hurt them as much, but for the average American, you can feel it more as far as with the raising of interest rates. So I'll start with, like, for example, credit cards. Now, credit cards, which are impacted by the raise in interest rates, because as the Federal Reserve raised interest rates, the prime rate for credit cards goes up, which basically makes sure credit card interest rate go up as well. So you can tell because most credit cards have rates that vary. So if you look from last year up until now, you will see that your interest rate for your credit card has risen up. So with a higher interest rate, if you have a higher balance, you can see, or you will see more interest charged on your credit card. So it's very important to, not put yourself in a situation to where you create a big balance and you're not paying the balance off in full, and to where you having bigger interest charges, because that can be or make it harder for you to pay that balance down, and put you in a situation where you're paying payments, but you're not, or you can't really afford it, or the payments that you're making is not really putting a dent in it. So it's very important to stay away from bad debt. Stay away from consumer debt that you don't need, and put yourself in a situation, if you are in a situation, to try to get that balance paid off and get it paid down. Get it paid down and get it paid off, because with the raising interest rates, with higher interest rates on credit cards, more Americans are carrying bigger balances because they're using their credit card more. Some people, because of higher inflation, and because of with higher inflation, the wage increase hasn't really caught up. So people are using their credit cards more, and you can tell because we are in debt more. And you can tell also of another aspect with auto loans. The average car loan is over $700, I believe around $703. And that's because, inflation has made cars more expensive, but also with the higher interest rates, you also have higher interest rates. So higher interest rates plus higher inflation, you have higher, more expensive cars, which equals bigger car notes. So if you buy a car, make sure you put yourself in a situation where you put yourself in a way to where you can buy a car that you can afford. Don't just buy a car because you can. Don't just buy a car because you can afford it. Or don't just buy a car because you got approved for a certain amount of car loan and they let you get it. That doesn't mean that you can actually afford it. Look at your finances and be able to determine, can I really afford this amount of car? And don't put yourself in where you're in a situation where you are car broke. Most of your money is going towards your car. Put yourself in a situation where you still have room to live. You still have room to be able to do the things you need to do. And so be smart about buying a car. Don't put yourself in a situation to where, 1/3 of your money is going to a car, half of your money is going to a car. Really sit down and analyze your finances and put yourself in a situation to where your car loan is only a fraction of your overall income, because you see this all the time. So be smart about it, because we may have higher rates for a while, and then hopefully things will start to cool down to where the Federal Reserve will start to decrease rates, which will help the overall consumer. But my advice right now, just take an overall snapshot of your finances and see what you can do if you are in debt, to pay off debt, and then overall, get on the budget, and just making sure that you don't focus on the overall economy, or don't worry about the overall economy, but worry about or think about your own personal economy right now, because that's what it's about. It's about your own personal economy, and seeing what you can do to prosper and put yourself and your family in a advantageous situation, so you guys can succeed. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with someone who really needs to hear this message. And I appreciate you guys for hearing this, and I will talk to you guys soon. Blessings and prosperity. Peace.